Fire north of San Francisco is spread to 50,000 acres and is about 10% contained. Texas law enforcement hunting for the gunman who opened fire at a Halloween party last night, killing 2 and injuring 12. CBS's Maria Villarreal in Greenville, Texas.
Investigators say the gunman entered the building through a back door, and his first victim may have been his intended target. The shooter used a handgun.
In the chaos, our suspects were able to flee the scene, and we are working on identifying them at this point.
The shooting happened as Texas A&M University Commerce celebrated homecoming weekend.
A night out for the first family in Washington.
It's like a must-win game for the hometown Washington Nationals. After winning the first 2 games of the World Series in Houston, they've lost 2 in a row at home. Just hours before the first pitch, the Nationals' Max Scherzer was scratched from the lineup with back spasms. He's the team's ace pitcher. Joe Ross starts in his place against the Astros ace Garrett Cole.
This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
What's a Zoom room? It's what your conference room is meant to be, with flawless video and audio conferencing, instant wireless content sharing from any device, and just one tap of a button to start a meeting. Any space can easily become a modern, simple-to-use Zoom room, from huddle rooms to executive offices to huge training rooms. And whether you have a few rooms or a few thousand, Zoom Rooms is effortlessly scalable. Sign up online for a free 30-day trial of Zoom Rooms and meet happy with Zoom.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. And we give you this toy monkey, which will bang its cymbals when the right resume appears. Okay, there is no monkey.
I said there is no monkey!
But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
WLIP is looking for student musicians and singers in grades 6 through 12 to perform in WLIP Studio East. You'll perform live on air, and your performance will also be streamed online. Get all the details at WLIP.com. Thanks to Blackhawk Community Credit Union with locations in Kenosha and Janesville. We'll see you live on the Lip.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-930-9876. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-930-9876. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-930-9876. 1-800-930-9876.
AM 1050 WLIP. Live and local. Happenings Q&A.
Frank and I are hosting a 4-day, 3-night motor coach trip to Cleveland, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Christmas Story House, Jack Cleveland Casino, and so much more. It's an affordably priced getaway that promises to be tons of fun. We depart on November 15th, but space is limited, so sign up today. Call Kim at 262-564-8800. Pick up Happenings Magazine or tune in to AM 1050 WLIP Monday through Friday, noon to 3 p.m. for details about this trip and many other events we have planned for this fall. or 262-496-7182. That number again is 262-496-7182.
Wake Up Kenosha Monday morning. Bill and Pete doing it live 5 until 8 with State Senator Bob Wirch. Latest on all of the information coming out of Madison. He's Mr. Grumble, Steve Casey with One Man's Opinion. Don't get frantic. It's Paul Francetic. He'll be here with awesome tax advice for you. Plus, we'll spin the money wheel, $26.50 in the jackpot, and we'll start another week on Dinner and a Movie. It all happens 5 till 8 Monday morning. Wake up, Kenosha.
AM 1050 WLIP. AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha County Radar Weather. Sponsored by
Good Value Pharmacy, offering free local delivery with 3 locations in Kenosha and now open in Racine. GoodValueRx.com.
Tonight, increasing clouds and calm with a low of 38. And then tomorrow, we are looking at a couple showers in the afternoon and a high of 49. Tomorrow night, a mixture of rain and snow showers possible with a low of around 33. Then Tuesday, partly sunny and a high near 43. This is your weather twice an hour or when severe weather strikes on AM 1050 WLIP.
Good evening and welcome to Get Real with Ralph. I'm your humble host, Ralph Nudi, coming to you live from the studios of AM 1050 WLIP in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and simulcast live from Kenosha to the Canary Islands and all across the world via our YouTube channel. Just go to GetRealWithRalph.com. That's GetRealWithRalph.com, guys. What are you stuck in the middle about this week? Well, I'd like to say that I just got back from a mission in Syria, but it wasn't me. But I'm pretty happy to hear that, well, how was it said in the president's words? The guy died like a dog. Only problem is I love my dog. But this piece of human excrement is gone from the planet. Thank goodness. And just when everybody thought that we were out over there, I guess we got a good swan song on the way out, getting the top guy and all. I've got an online poll question on my Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Ralph Nudi. And my question is, will the president actually have articles of impeachment voted in on him before the end of the year, yes or no? Just wondering what people really think. Special guests here in the studio tonight, 89 Mojo. They're going to hang around here. We're going to talk, and then we're going to hear from them, both about their lives and musically. So, should be a great couple of hours here. Stay tuned for the ride, guys. You run it out, as I said? Yeah. Well, Jim over here said he's going to run it out, but apparently I'm still alive. You know, Jim, I just got off the road, so you're going to have to pardon me.
Yeah, that's all right.
That was a long road trip, 6.5 hours from Ohio, and I came right into the studio here, and
Nice.
I reconstituted myself with a candy bar. I don't know if reconstituted is probably the right word, but it's how I feel. I had to just get a little bit of energy back in me. That was a long drive, man, going through Chicago traffic.
It's a long drive going through Indiana.
It is.
Getting through Indiana is like... You can see through the whole state, basically, on that road.
Yeah, you know, more people need tinted windows there because there's a lot of toothless people I drove past.
Okay.
But being in Columbus, Ohio, the weekend that Wisconsin was playing at Ohio State, that was interesting. I was at a wedding yesterday. It was my brother-in-law and my best friend's daughter getting married to each other. And when you go to a wedding in Ohio and they play their little theme song, Hey Now Sloopy, the whole place goes absolutely nuts. I mean, culturally, I think they're a little more committed than us Wisconsin fans, just saying. But unfortunately, the game wasn't even interesting. Wisconsin didn't even keep it close. And I really wanted to make a good showing just to rub it in everybody's nose down there in Ohio, but so much for that.
Yeah, Ohio State is a damn good football team.
They are a formidable
They're
force.
a damn good football team. There's no way we're going to win.
No, but even if we could have shook them up a little bit, that would have been worth it. So what happened back here in the 262 while I was gone, Jim?
Friday night I did laundry. It was great. Did
Laundry?
Did a lot of laundry Friday night. And
remember when you were a young DJ and the only kind of laundry you did was dropping it?
Dropping my laundry?
Dropping laundry, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're actually washing your laundry.
Well, I pick it up. I still drop my laundry. But I pick it up and put it in the dryer, and.
The difference is now you're dropping laundry a little more often, though.
Is that what you're getting at there?
That's what I'm getting at.
Oh,
there.
okay. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
You never heard I bet you 89 Mojo knows what dropping laundry is all about from back in their youthful days. They're all shaking their heads.
They're shaking their heads. No, they
smart guys.
They don't know.
Yeah,
they don't know. They're musicians. they're musicians.
Then they know.
Yeah.
So you did laundry.
I did laundry last night. I hit a couple Halloween parties. I was at Scotty's.
Yeah, this is the ending days
for
the famous clean, well-lit place.
Clean, well-lit place. Scotty's closing doors after 35 years. And the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving is his final night.
God, 35 years. I feel like I've been going there since they were open, but that would have meant I was going there since I was 12. Well, I think I was in the bars when I was 12. Not quite sure. But I've sure been going there for a long time.
Yeah. I'm older, so I've been going since he opened.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
Sure
I was 18 back in my day, Although I was 21 when he opened, but it's a while ago. Then I up at 58 Below, and beautiful downtown Kenosha.
That's always a great place to go. Always some good music, and of course, Dominic is here with us. Member of 89 Mojo, and he's been responsible for bringing a lot of that talent over there to
we'll talk about that in a bit.
We'll definitely be talking about that.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have to keep talking about this Green Bay game as it continues to unfold, because right now it's 14-0 with 11:44 in the second.
And I hope anybody listening is not recording it right now, because you just gave away what the score is.
Spoiler alert after the fact.
Spoiler after the fact.
Sorry, dudes. If you're expecting the game to be close, then you must not be a Packer fan.
Well, it's 11:27, 26, 25 left in the second quarter, so got a lot of football left. Well, let's take a break.
We are, and after we're going to come back and we're going to talk music. We're going to talk a little 89 Mojo, a little Duran Duran, and stay tuned for more Get Real with Ralph right after.
Warning. If you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For a free estimate on how much money we could save you, call 1-800-969-9532. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible, without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For your free 5-minute savings estimate, call now, 1-800-969-9532. That's 1-800-969-9532. 1-800-969-9532.
Hi, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in southeastern Wisconsin, then the reference for you to go to is 262kenoshahomes.com. That is the website of the Success Team, brokered by eXp Realty, where Ben Gentile and Ralph Nudi can help you with all of your real estate needs, whether you're buying or selling. So go to 262kenoshahomes.com or call us at 262-656-7171.
Are you looking for the hottest places to have a dinner date or the coolest places to grab a drink and appetizers with friends? Well, 262 Eats has it all. 262 Eats is a local food show that features the best the area has to offer. Watch Ralph Nudi as he samples the food, interviews the owners, and takes you inside and behind the scenes of the favorite places of locals and travelers alike. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to win prizes, gift certificates, and get special discount offers. That's 262 Eats.
.50 WLIP coming in with a little Duran Duran, today being the birthday of singer Simon Le Bon. And I can't believe, how old is he this year?
61.
That doesn't even seem possible.
Oh, sure it does. Yeah, it does. He's born in 1958, man.
1950. I guess I didn't realize he was that old when I was a kid.
Ralph, we're all old.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to happen this fast.
No, well, it happens.
I mean,
What are you gonna do?
I just got off being grounded 2 weeks ago. I mean, this is no fun. Oh, that's marriage. I'm sorry.
Marriage, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're still wearing the Husky Boys pants too, aren't you?
Yep. Size. 12 Slims.
12 Slims.
Yeah, exactly.
There you are.
So we've got the entire band 89 Mojo here in the studio. We crammed them all in here. Hey guys, you're gonna have to yell into that microphone because there's 4 of you. So give us a shout.
Hello. Hey, how you doing?
And we're going to be talking music. We're going to be having a little fun as we go along. And they've even promised to play a few tunes for us in the second hour. I think we're going to do most of that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of original music. Why don't you guys introduce each one of yourselves one by one?
Absolutely.
My name's Dominic Petticone.
What do you do, Dominic, in the band?
I play bass.
He plays bass and he sings.
Yeah.
I'm Grant June. I lost my voice this week.
Okay.
That's what
I
you
play
do.
guitar.
Okay.
Brian Atwaska, I'm the drummer.
And Al Schrader, I'm the singer.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
They know their names.
And
I think that's phenomenal.
I can even spell my name.
You can spell your name, Atwaska?
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's.
I've
It took me years just to pronounce your name.
Definitely met some musicians who couldn't spell their names, but that was after years of being successful, of course.
Now this. You guys, how long have you been together now? Well, I know Grant and Dominic, you guys go way back.
34 years.
34 years.
Funny, because I'm only 37. So
No kidding, right? You guys are banging on pots and pans when you're
34
kid.
years for Grant and I.
Wow.
23 for Dom, Grant, and I.
Okay, so Brian can be 23, and Al?
20. Oh, 20,
Al,
yeah.
you've been with 20 years now?
19.
Wow.
Now, have you been for the last 20? You've been 89 Mojo?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I remember when you guys first started playing with Ernie, and you were Sahara Jack.
Yeah.
And Ernie left, and you had that little studio downstairs, and you were having people audition for singer, and I made sure that I learned every word to "I'll Never Forget About You," and I came in there, and I thought, I did all right. And Grant looked at me, and he's like, "Dude, he ain't got the look," and he like flicked his long hair around. Yeah. And I'm looking at Grant's hair, and I'm thinking, dude. Mine lasted a little longer.
Ouch. Ralph, I remember
Touche.
You had brought in a song you wrote, and we did a song that you wrote, and it was really good.
It really?
Yeah, it was something like Summer Love in the Middle of the Winter.
Summer Dream. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yes. I cannot believe you remember that.
And how many years ago was that?
This was the summer of 1990.
Wow.
So it's not just all real estate and 262 eats. The guy can sing too.
Well, I've heard him sing many times.
Well, there was a time. I mean, you have to do that just like this.
Yeah.
If you're not doing it all the time,
I sang with you guys a couple times.
Oh, yeah,
I jumped
yeah,
on stage with you guys. So, you may be right, Billy Joel. That's right.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I can see you jamming out to that one, Jim.
Yeah.
So you stayed Sahara Jack after for a few years, and of course your music style has changed a little bit since then as well. And now you've thrown a bunch of your own songs. Well, you had a bunch of your own to begin with, but a bunch more of your own songs into the mix. So do you play some of the old stuff too, or it's mostly all the new stuff? Or
I think it kind of goes night to night. It depends on the situation, the crowd. Sometimes a lot of the times we're winging it as far as the set list goes. So somebody gets an idea and like, hey, let's do this, and we'll just do it. And none of it's really scripted. So to say that we do old stuff and new stuff, it all depends night to night, really.
Well, I suppose you've just been playing so long together that you just kind of look at it and go, hey, want to do this? And then it comes up. Yeah, now you're still pretty active in your playing as well. I see. It seems like every other week happenings has you playing somewhere. So I know you're playing quite a bit.
Yeah, we tend to do a lot more during the summertime as far as festivals and things like that. Wintertime's a little bit slower, but yeah, we're still out there, still doing it.
What's your favorite recurring winter venue?
That's an easy. What are you setting me up here?
Yeah, I'm trying to make. I'm giving you softballs, providing you have the sense to
it's a meatball
to spike them. Yeah,
58 below.
58 below. Yeah.
We have a lot of friends.
We spend a lot of time, many years, and a lot of
coins. You guys played a lot of coins. A lot of times at coins.
Yeah,
Your favorite over at coins and. I remember the old Stage 1 days.
Oh yeah.
Stage 1 days. It was always fun. That was a good time.
You're
man.
reaching back.
That was a nice room.
Yeah, it was great.
That was a nice.
Then it became Twisters after that.
Twisters and I don't know what it's called now. I don't know.
After Twisters, it was never really much of anything. I remember the city got.
It's a more of a Spanish type of place.
Yep. It's
A lot of concierge, whatever they're called.
Quinceañera?
Quinceañera, a lot of quinceañeras there and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever played any quinceañeras or anything like that?
That would be the funniest thing ever to watch 89 Mojo play Quinceañera. I mean, can you
Look us up on Facebook. We'll do it.
Bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras.
Bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs.
You know the first person they're going to ask if they know La Bamba is Dominic, because he's the closest to maybe he's got the look. But I don't know if you can even pull
It's like a mustache.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you just leave the mustache.
It's the Italian thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, we're not that different.
So when's the next gig, man? You guys are playing it all coming up, or I know it's kind of spotty.
December 20th, we're gonna do a show at 58 Below.
Okay.
We every year for the last couple of years we've been doing like an ugly sweater party.
Yeah, I came second place last year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Should have been first.
You were fantastic.
Yeah, how about?
Oh.
Oh my God! Hey,
Yeah.
we're winning. The Cowboys only 1 star. That's on a 5-star.
I hear
That's
you.
on
I
a
hear you.
5-star team. They only get 1 star.
Yeah, you got to go back down to Texas now.
Yeah, go back down to Texas. All right.
Are you from Texas?
No, I'm not.
But you're a Cowboy fan.
But I'd really like to be. Yes, I am a Cowboy.
You're not from Texas. I can never. Are you from Wisconsin?
I am.
How does a white dude from Wisconsin become a Cowboy fan? I've got a lot of Hispanic friends, and I get it, man. If you're Mexican, you got to be a Cowboy fan. That's just what it is.
I did drink a lot as a younger kid, my younger years.
Were you drinking a lot of Corona?
No, that wasn't out yet.
Well, that was the 70s.
So was it just that you couldn't handle the Packers' bad days when they weren't good?
Green.
Doesn't like green.
You don't like green.
Oh, all right.
Well, that means we don't have to pay you anymore.
I see that you're
He's
wearing
a
a
Brewer
shirt.
fan. Big time Brewer fan.
Well, I guess I should go back to the Acme Packer colors then, so they can rope you back in.
It's too late now.
It's too late now.
That bridge has been crossed. I can never come back.
Carol King's too late.
It's crazy.
Tried to make it.
You know.
I'm that one guy in Wisconsin. That's just how it is. You got to have one. You got to have one.
So all of you, I imagine, start playing music at a young age. You two, I mean, you were playing what, in junior high bands even?
Right out as soon as high school started.
As soon as high school started. What was the first thing you remember about thinking, man, I want to be in a band?
You know, I can probably answer this a little bit for him. His older sister, Renelle, was a good friend of mine, is a good friend. And my friend was dating Renelle, but Renelle could never go out because she was always babysitting.
And she had an Italian father.
Yes. She was always babysitting. And we used to come over with the AC/DC, you know, like Back in Black of 1980 when it came out and stuff like that. And I think we were influenced on Dominic.
Supertramp,
all that stuff we used to play. We used to hang out while she was babysitting, and we would be jamming out some rock and roll. I think that's...
and that's how it came to be, huh?
Grant was more of a Kiss guy.
He looks like it.
We used to, dress up.
What's your favorite song, Deuce?
Cold Gin.
Cold Gin? I think it might have been Deuce, what happened earlier tonight.
Well played.
My thing was listening to Rolling Stones albums. My dad had Rolling Stones albums. They started playing when I was 7, and I'd listen to those, and I would just imagine that I was playing that music. And that was kind of the thing I wanted to do. It seemed fun to me.
And you knew it was gonna be drums right away too.
Yeah, my dad played drums.
Oh, that's awesome.
My youngest son plays drums, so it's part of the...
I admire drummers in a different way than other musicians because I just don't have the coordination to do 4 different things with 4 different limbs at the same time.
You have to count, too, you know.
Well,
there's a lot of counting.
I can count, and I can even get a beat going, but once you start throwing the feet in there and trying to hold that hi-hat down while hitting the bass at the same time, that's when it just all goes to hell for me. I can't do it. I can't do it. The hand's fine. I can do a paradiddle. I can do a double paradiddle. I can do a triple. I can even get fancy and hit different drums. But as soon as I tell my feet to do something, my hands just freeze. Mm-hmm. You find that's probably the biggest thing to overcome, isn't it?
Yeah, when I was 7, that was the thing that was I had trouble with that, and I asked my dad. I was taking lessons from Joe Police at the time. And he was a big drummer in Racine, and my dad's like, "No, you got to do." He showed me how to do. He says you have to do two things at once, then do the four things at once. And then once I got it, it was cool.
It's got to be a lot easier to learn when you're 7, 8, and 9, and you're just learning how to do everything.
Now it's like second nature. I don't even think about it. It's like walking. It's not something I think about.
You ever kick the old lady in your sleep because you're dreaming about a song?
I might, but you'd have to ask her.
Oh, you know. She'd let you.
Probably.
Hey, what about Al in the corner?
Yeah,
he's all being quiet over there.
Do you know what you call a guy that hangs out with a bunch of musicians?
Singer?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I am one. That's right.
That's usually about right. Actually, for as long as I can remember, and you know, I even pictures of me when I was 4 or 5 years old with the big 1975 headphones on and walking around singing into a jump rope.
Oh yeah.
You know, thought it was a mic. I've always loved to sing. I've always wanted to sing. It took forever for me to ever do it because I've just always. I don't seem to be shy, but I actually am. I'm one of those guys. So it's taken a long time, but these guys finally got me out there, and it's been great. It's been great.
So the music kind of pulls you out of your shell from that shyness. So once it starts playing, you just kind of forget it, don't you?
Definitely. If not, if I get nervous, I just take my glasses off.
Can't see.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. You don't think of it.
That's a good strategy. I would have never thought of that strategy until about 2 years ago because I never needed glasses till 2 years ago. But man, that's needing glasses when you never needed them your whole life. I think it's probably harder than we've always wore them because I just set them down everywhere and then I can never remember where. Yeah, I can't see them, so I can't put them back on. So, what was the first time you remember being on a stage singing? Now,
with these guys.
That was your first time.
Yeah.
So you never had a childhood experience where you got up and.
No. I had actually, with these guys, when they were Sahara Jack with Ernie, I did some singing with them, but it was on that tape that they had. I just did some harmonies. But at the other point with Sahara Jack, when Paul Giesland was the lead singer, we had gone out the night before. It was just, I think the 4 of us or 5 of us, and we're in the back of this van, and Grant's got the guitar, and we're just singing songs, and just having a really great time. It's the first time I really got to meet Paul and talk to Paul. And the next day they had a show. They did a Sunday show, and he called me up, and I thought it was, we're doing a shot, or whatever. I'm like, so what's up? What you need? He's like, you're gonna sing, and I couldn't feel my face. I couldn't feel my hands. And I just kept looking over at Grant singing because I've known him almost my whole life. So it's kind of like one of those, okay, if I steer here, I can, I'll be fine. But yeah, that was really a big moment.
And we still lock eyes all the time.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
You're locking eyes right now. You guys are locking eyes right now. It's kind of creepy and sexy at the same time.
That's sweet. Hey man, whatever gets you out of your shell. So, when you were watching singers growing up, what was the one you wanted to be like the most?
It probably was John Lennon.
John Lennon.
Yeah.
Is that Is that why you got the glasses?
I've always loved harmonies, I guess, and grew up listening to Beatle 45s and stuff like that. And I always just thought Lennon was really cool. There's some other guys that probably aren't cool that I always thought was cool, like Rick Springfield. We always liked Rick Springfield for some reason, but I don't know.
I remember so much from back in those days. You said 45s, and it's like a flashback.
Oh, yeah.
My mom had one of those books of 45s, and a couple of them were warped, but most of them were still pretty good. And I remember putting on Whole Lotta Love for the first time, and I don't know if it was just this 45, because I've never found one since, but the hole was offset a little bit. Just a little.
Wow.
So the needle would sway back and forth as the song is playing because the record was just a little bit off center. So it sounded even more distorted than Whole Lotta Love normally does. It was like ba-ba-da-doo, dee-dee-doo, 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 and it would just kind of go back and forth. And I thought it was the coolest song ever. And then I'd hear on the radio, I'm like, that's not what it sounds like. And I've been looking on eBay. I've been looking everywhere for one offset since, and I've never seen one. So I'm thinking, I wish I wish I knew where that record was, because there'd probably be worth some cash right now, because it's got to be the only one. It has to be like a malformity,
like a misprint dollar of some sort.
Like exactly. And I wish that Led Zeppelin themselves could have heard that.
Yeah.
But the first time I heard Robert Plant's voice, talk about it. Talk about inspiring. And that's one of those things that everybody inspires to, and nobody can quite do it.
Right.
Not even Robert Plant.
Not even Robert Plant.
Yeah. And that's
how he blew his voice out.
It is, because you hear those studio recordings, and you see every live recording they ever did, and he never came close live to what he did in a studio. I'd say more acts now sound the same live as they do in the studio, because authenticity has become such an important thing in the fan experience. But back then, all those bands, Kiss, Zeppelin,
Van Halen.
Oh,
definitely
for
Dave.
sure.
For Dave.
Well, Van Halen with Dave, yes. Van Halen with Sammy sounded almost the same as the
Sammy
album.
can still sing like
yeah. His pipes are amazing. But
Dave, not so much.
Diamond Dave never sounded as good live.
He was never a singer. Really, he was a
entertainer.
classic
He was a
frontman.
frontman,
Oh my God, he was the best frontman there was.
Perfect for Vegas.
Yep.
That's right where he is.
Yep.
That's where he
That's where he should be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Close.
So I saw him with Van Halen a few years ago, and it was just like, I mean, try. He wasn't even like trying. You know, it was.
Yeah,
I
would say
was disappointed.
I say one of the best frontmen ever, but the one who can nail it and be the front man still to this day, and he's got, was he in his 70s now? Steven Tyler.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
That guy there, you go watch him sing live now, and you hear him hit the notes on Dream On, and you're like, you're thinking he's not even going to dare try it, right? He ain't going to try it. Because, you go hit that and you crack, and it's the worst feeling in the world. You're done. Like, your whole night's shot. And I'll be darned that not only did the guy hit him, but he'll run and jump up on top of that piano and grab and flip those flags around like it's nothing.
It's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And
a gift.
there's very few that can pull that kind of performance off year in and year out. Mick Jagger, but Mick Jagger never had really hard vocals. He had the girls do that for him.
Mm-hmm.
He just wrote the good music and was a really good front man. Stones or Beatles?
Beatles.
It's 3 Beatles and the Stones?
3 Beatles and the Stones.
3 Beatles and a
All
Stone.
right,
I don't mind it.
I'm curious. I'm curious because you got one Stones. Tell me why.
That's what I grew up listening to. It's like my dad did have some Beatles albums, but he had tons of Stones stuff, and Stones just to me spoke to me more than Beatles.
Here's, I think the best reason for saying Stones. This is my opinion, and I like the Beatles better. But if I had to say who's a better rock group, I'd say the Stones, because they've just put out so much more material. And yeah, they've put out some bad material, but anybody that puts out that much material is going to put out bad material.
Yeah, for 50 years, you're going to put out some.
But if you were to line up the number of hits that the Stones have compared to the number of hits the Beatles have,
longevity,
it's going to eclipse it, because they just kept going.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, the Beatles never toured after Let It Be.
Yeah, pretty much. No, they didn't even tour before that.
After
66. 66. What they played? They played the Winterland in San Francisco.
Right. What I'm saying is they toured before Let It Be. After they recorded that album, they didn't tour with that album, and they didn't tour with any of the albums after that. So from then on, all their best music, you've never seen the Beatles. You've seen Paul McCartney perform it, but you've never seen the Beatles actually perform their best music.
You never got to see Dr. Pepper's live or anything like that. I mean, but the recordings are so much different too. They can spend some time,
well, they were pretty innovative.
Did I say doctor?
You said doctor.
You said doctor. That's why I held up the Dr. Pepper can. Hey, for the audience, I held up the Dr. Pepper can, and I saluted at him to try and bail him out and fix himself.
Hey, you know, right? You know what? You've never seen them sing Dr. Pepper, have you?
No, never.
All right, so I'm right.
Would you like to be a
I am
Pepper
right.
too?
Dr. Pepper. It's Sergeant Pepper's.
Yeah.
Sergeant Pepper's.
I think we need a break.
We do need a break. And more music, 89 Mojo, when we return.
Money, 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 money.
Listen to WLIP and you can win cash. $1,000 a day, 5 days a week. Clicks for cash. Listen to The Lip Monday through Friday every hour following CBS News from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. We'll give you a keyword. Enter that keyword on the Clicks for Cash link at WLIP.com. Must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media Company-wide contest. Complete contest rules and details at WLIP.com. Clicks for Cash. Sponsored by Francetic Tax Resolution. Go to 262tax.com. Don't get frantic. Get Francetic. 1050 WLIP.
Are you looking for the hottest places to have a dinner date or the coolest places to grab a drink and appetizers with friends? Well, 262 Eats has it all. 262 Eats is a local food show that features the best the area has to offer. Watch Ralph Nudi as he samples the food, interviews the owners, and takes you inside and behind the scenes of the favorite places of locals and travelers alike. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to win prizes, gift certificates, and get special discount offers. That's 262 Eats.
AM 1050 WLIP, Kenosha's radio station, live and local.
Hi, this is Paul Francetic from Francetic Tax Resolution. Join me this Saturday morning from 7 till 8. We'll talk about taxes, but we'll also have some fun along the way. I'll have weekly guests and giveaways, and we'll take your calls.
Don't get frantic with Paul Francetic. This Saturday morning, 7 to 8.
Brought to you by Smokestacks Chimney and Fireplace Repair and on-site staffing services.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum. That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe. I didn't know the trees were so amazing. Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb. That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Connect to this radio station from all across the country. Take us to the gym, shopping. How about a road trip? Listen to us now on the free iHeartRadio app. You'll never miss a moment with your favorite radio station. Download the free iHeartRadio app and search for this station so we can go wherever you want us to.
Coach was our contestant on the Money Wheel on Friday morning, and he just fell a little bit short. So we put $2 more in, $26.50 when we spin on Monday, thanks to A.B. Schmidt's Insurance. Something different. Summers Garden Florist and Gifts, Library Park Dental, and Building Waters Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Refrigeration. It'd be a great way to start out the work week, $26.50, but you gotta play Monday morning on the Money Wheel. Wake up, Kenosha.
AM 1050 WLIP.
Tuesday, October 29th, come out to the Special Needs Trick or Treat event at Hilton Doubletree Hotel in Pleasant Prairie. It's their annual Halloween party, providing a safe and handicapped accessible environment for all special needs children. Bring your best costume, bring the family, and enjoy face painting, fire truck tour, trick-or-treating, food, games, and a whole lot more. Tuesday, October 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at Hilton Doubletree Hotel in Pleasant Prairie. For more information or to get your event on the community calendar, go to WLIP.com.
AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha County Radar Weather. Sponsored by
Mason's Eatery and Pub, Highway 50 just west of Green Bay Road, Kenosha. Serving breakfast 7 days a week, 8 until noon. MasonsBar.com.
Tonight, increasing clouds and calm with a low of 38. And then tomorrow, we are looking at a couple showers in the afternoon and a high of 49. Tomorrow night, a mixture of rain and snow showers possible with a low of around 33. Then Tuesday, partly sunny and a high near 43. This is your weather twice an hour or when severe weather strikes on AM 1050 WL.
Back on the air with 89 Mojo, and we were talking hair earlier, and I think that's part of the problem is I probably had like the Duran Duran hair going on while they had the White Snake hair going on. And they're like, dude, this ain't gonna cut it. But little Duran Duran on Simon Le Bon's birthday. I know that's not your genre of music, and the cool thing is that there were back in the 80s you had these different genres going on that were almost competing with one another, where now you're just hoping to hear good music, and you don't care what it is as long as it's good. But at the time, outside of your own realm of music, outside of your own genre, which is mostly, I'd say, rock and roll, what did you listen to? What influenced your music? You can go in any order. Besides rock and roll, what did you listen to that made a difference in how you wrote or how you played stuff that you played later on?
I think we were, even though we're kind of a basic, just kind of a rock and roll band. I think there's a lot of influences that all of us that, for instance, I know Al and I in the 90s were into rap. No one would think that, but like we really like,
Well, in the 90s, they had to be like either Run DMC or
Snoop and Dre,
well,
that kind of stuff. But
all the good
I don't know if
stuff.
that really influenced how, Grant and Al do a lot of most of the writing there, but like, I think there's just different things like that even, like when I was younger, I was more into like, Iron Maiden and heavier stuff than we ever did. And so that kind of might transpire into some things, but Grant has a lot of different influences too. So
yeah, over the years it's changed quite a bit, but it's I just love, just like you were saying before, just good music. You can kind of wrap any song in any type of genre. It's kind of like putting clothes on somebody. So I like a lot of country stuff. A lot of contemporary Christian, just all over the map. Just if it's good, I like it.
I listened to a lot of like hard rock, and in high school I was a jazz drummer, so I did a lot of jazz. So that was still some of the fills or some of the accents that I do kind of relate back to.
Come from jazz?
Yeah, come to just to where I do accents at, or where I kind of come in at certain spots that has something to do with, or the touches that how I play with. I learned that, and that was it didn't go away. There's a lot of great jazz drummers that a lot of people never heard of, but they're very influential.
Who's your favorite jazz drummer?
Louis Bellson.
Okay. And Al? Any other styles of music that you ever try to tackle as a vocalist? No show tunes back there? No?
I love a parade. No. Nothing like that.
He goes straight to the Monty Python.
That's as close as I get to show tunes, man.
I think one other thing, like with our band especially, is we've really gravitated towards bands that aren't really that popular or well known. Like Butch Walker is a huge fan of we're a huge fan of Butch Walker, Will Hogue, Roger Clyne, the Peacemakers. They're all just amazing songwriters, but they're like independent artists. So a lot of that stuff is really what has influenced me.
Do you think in this day and age, when any sound out there can be completely replicated electronically, that has taken the art out of music, where prior to that, if you wanted to replicate a sound, you had to experiment back and forth till you got something that was kind of close?
I think one thing with the you can look at it both ways. Technology is a great thing, but it also takes the human aspect out of the feeling of certain ways of playing. But it's, as far as ability to record, ability to learn how to play an instrument, technology is fantastic.
Absolutely.
But on the other side, you don't see a lot of kids just playing rock and roll guitar or any kind of guitar.
You don't see poor kids of any ethnic background wanting to play instruments.
Right.
They're wanting to, and I think back when we were kids and prior, we grew up in the 70s and 80s, but you look at the 60s, 50s, 40s, it was pick up a guitar, pick up drums, pick up a bass.
Right.
Start with a stand-up bass if you had to, and figure it out. And now all of that's gone, so the only musical instrument that they seem to be able to find is an iPhone. And they find a way to do something with it, and I admire the creativity that comes from them. I had a young rap style singer on my podcast before he came onto the radio, and we were talking, and he auto-tuned absolutely everything he did. And I listened to him sing, and I said, you're a good singer. Let people hear your voice. And he was afraid to. He was afraid of the imperfections that make music what it is now. And there's something to be said for making music prior to the synthesizer even. I would say, you go all the way up to the keyboards, and you had a Hammond or some sort of keyboard, and it was fine. But as soon as it went from keyboard to actually synthesizing other sounds, I think that it made the barrier of entry into the music lower, which meant there were more creative people getting into music that might not have got into music in the first place. And that's the good, but the bad is that you don't have this struggle that the psychedelic era of musicians had, where they wanted to make all these crazy weird sounds, which is what people want to do now, but they didn't have any way to do it except, hey, can I get a little feedback at the same time that I slap this string instead of pluck it, or what, how am I gonna, what effect pedal can I use and go back and forth and get those sounds? So you look at the things that Hendrix did, you look at the things that those guys did back then, and that's a dead art.
Yeah.
My wife and I went and saw Seeger. It is fine. He's on his final tour a couple weeks ago in Chicago, and I said to her, I almost feel like I want to see all of them now that are getting near the end of their careers, because it's almost being a rock star is a dying art form.
Yeah, exactly. Well played.
And who would have ever thought when we were growing up that would go away?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gone away. It's maybe from the mainstream, but you go to 58 Below, or you go to the clubs. There's plenty of great musicians still out there.
There's tons, but are the executives ever going to pick them up? And I liken it to, you can go see Michael Bublé, and he's a crooner, but he's not Frank Sinatra. You're never going to have where that is what's dominating people's thoughts in music, and maybe nothing ever will again, because we have so many different genres now.
I don't think they don't have bands anymore that exist for 40-some years anymore either. I don't think that there's the bands, the longevity.
You don't have the attention span either in the listening community or in the musician community.
Your
I think for that
fans
sort of
can
thing.
listen to you for 40 plus years. I don't know if that's possible anymore. I did, but we did, but I just don't think that the people nowadays.
It's a different time, that's for sure.
So when you're listening to the music that our kids are listening to, what impresses you? Who impresses you?
You go.
My kids don't even listen to a lot of the stuff they used to even a couple of years ago. But I think Taylor Swift is a very talented girl. She writes
Justin Timberlake.
Sure.
Ed Sheeran is amazing.
Ed Sheeran. Yeah.
So yeah, there's.
I'm a huge fan of Bruno Mars.
I was just gonna mention him.
Love there's a guy who performs like a musician as opposed to an entertainer masquerading as a musician.
He's got the funk going on.
He's
you
got
know?
yeah, and
the funk is me. That's what moves me is funk. I mean, hey, I can tap my toe and bang my head, to different music, but if I want to groove, you got to have some funk.
Yeah, he's super talented.
Yeah.
If you had a do-over, would you play the same instrument from scratch, all of you?
Yeah. I originally wanted to play drums, but my parents didn't want to, spend all that money and have all that noise.
They didn't want to hear the noise.
But I'm glad that they chose guitar, and we eventually got a drum set in the house, anyways, with my sister.
Now, did you start off playing bass in school with the big stand-up and the bow?
Yeah, I think no one is really 12 years old and decides they want to be a bass player. It just kind of happens, Everybody wants to be the hero. You want to be the guitar player or the lead singer.
Somebody's got to take it by default.
Yeah, it's easy. It's good to be a bass player because you always have a place in the band. There's not a lot of bass players.
Al, what's your spirit animal instrument player? What would you start playing if you were a kid now?
Yeah, drummer. I
Drums?
actually used to play, and it was because I used to love Rush, and still do, obviously. But watching Rush, and then my brother's 11 years older than me. He was in rock bands, so he was a drummer. So of course my attention was right to that, and I did it for a while.
I saw you jump on stage. You play.
He's a good drummer.
You play. That's when Brian gets up and sings. Yeah.
So it's
do a little switcheroo.
Yeah.
I've always wished I could play guitar, but I just don't have enough patience.
I didn't
That's
have
exactly what it
I didn't
is.
have the fingers for it.
Well, they say
excuses.
Yeah.
That's excuses.
Oh, you know what?
I like pork chops.
I play bass.
That's How do you play bass with those things? Those are like Shrek sausages, but cut in half.
I always heard that playing guitar at an older age is harder to learn. They say that drums is probably the easiest to learn at an older age. I mean, like some of the guitar you got to pick up when you're late teens, early 20s, stuff like that.
I used to kick my kid's ass as a guitar hero.
But I say the drums. They say the drums, though, not to downplay the drums at all, is easier to learn as an adult.
It's possible. I mean, it's hard for me to say because I've been doing it for so long. Like I said earlier, it's like second nature, like writing my name. I can climb behind a drum set, and my brain tells me what to play.
Sure.
I don't even think about it.
Right.
And so.
But it's all that counting. I mean.
Well, you got to come in the right spot. Like my drum instructor would say, if you come in on an and everybody else comes in an E, you're going to look ridiculous.
Ah.
So it's one of those things where you have to count them
Time-
out.
it's all
You
the
wanna come
timing,
in
right.
where and you have to have a meter.
Right.
You have to have timing.
Because the drummer really keeps it all together, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that's
if it's going too fast, you pull it back down.
Right.
You drive it, and
Right.
everybody.
And the only one that's even loud enough to influence the drummer when the drummer gets a little off is the bass player, of course.
Especially this one.
Like I said, Brian drives this train.
so
Brian's
that's
the
funny.
conductor.
Because
starts it, though. Grant
our Charlie Watts, because
Yeah,
you're a big,
yeah.
big Stones fan, he would always watch Keith, because Keith would go off and start doing something different, and he always says that their songs are always that close. I'm thinking is real close of breaking down.
Oh, I'm sure.
But he says he's got to get in with Keith to get Keith back in time.
Yeah.
Or something, because
Sure, he reels them in, so to speak.
reels.
I'm
Yes,
sure.
yes. So yeah.
But those guys have been playing so long that they know what each
Oh,
other's going to
exactly.
do. Kind of like us too. We
Right.
can look at each
You could
other
probably
and
have the
know
four of them play in 4 different rooms and not hear each other, and they'd be playing. And if you gave them a lead in, they could probably fit. And they played a song. I'll bet you it'd be pretty close.
It's a lot of visual too. Like you just look at each
Yeah,
other.
if they could see each other and not hear each other, and they did it, I'll bet you they could play out a whole song without hearing each other and have it be perfect. Because you think about how many times that kind of happens. A monitor goes out, or something goes wrong, and now you're just praying that everybody else is hearing kind of close to what you're hearing,
You're in
and,
no man's land.
and you're
Right.
keeping it all together. and you add that to touring that many years with the same guys. There's got to be an element to that. That'd almost be a great music challenge, wouldn't it? Have them do that.
Next time we're here.
Speaking of music challenges, I alluded to it earlier, but I think Guitar Hero when it came out was a great thing as a parent because it bonded, at least with me, it bonded me with my older boys in music. Like suddenly they're into music from when I was a kid, and I remember that happening for me when I started listening to my parents' music. We were talking about listening to the Beatles or listening to Zeppelin, but suddenly I got my kids listening to Rush and Aerosmith and trying to figure out how to play Smoke on the Water with only 4 buttons on a light up fake guitar. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna go get mine and see if I can still play the power chords from it, because that's all I ever learned. And it's it definitely got a whole nother generation interested in this genre of music that I don't think would have happened without it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like, was it, I can't think of the band right now. I'm drawing a blank. But with Lemmy, Lemmy's band.
Oh, Motorhead.
Motorhead. The younger kids are starting to listen to, oh, yeah, that song from Guitar Hero. I go, no, that's, it's Motorhead, man. It's one of the greatest songs ever,
I mean, they threw Kiss in there.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine trying to explain to, the Snowflake generation all about Kiss without them having Guitar Hero as a reference. They'd look at you like you're absolutely nuts.
Right.
Or they would say that, oh yeah, those kids are in the safe space. One of the two, I'm not sure, but probably the first of the two.
Right.
I remember when my kids had it, playing Guitar Hero, and they were young, and then you catch them walking around the house later, and they're singing Bryan Adams songs, So
That's a great way to introduce them to.
Yeah, it is. It's a great way,
That we listen to.
at least give them the option of hearing it, because they're not going to hear it.
I'm going to ask
Unless,
Dominic's daughter, full disclosure, babysits for my kids once in a while. Next time
Okay.
she shows up, I'm going to ask her to sing a little Bryan Adams for me. I'm going to tell her dad said she knows the song.
She's got a
Yeah,
really
she'll
good
probably
voice. Yeah.
see if I can get her to turn a couple of shades of red and yell at you for it later.
I'm sure.
Should do that too.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Absolutely, goes with the territory.
So your Halloween shows, we didn't not having one this year, but you guys had some great costumes.
Last year
We've
was
had a lot of fun
last
with
year was
those.
the Beatles.
Yeah, you were the
we-
Beatles last year.
We've gone as 4
Village
Elvises.
People the year before.
Village People. Yeah.
Okay.
I think
4
my favorite
Elvises.
was when Dominic was Lemmy.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
great.
We did Dead Rock Stars. All the rock stars that died that year.
Yeah.
It was Lemmy. Who were you, Brian?
I was the guy from the Eagles.
Glenn Fry.
Glenn Fry. And he was David Bowie.
Prince.
Prince. Oh, Grant did a great Prince.
You were
yeah.
dressed as Prince.
Yeah.
Oh man, that
They were
We'll pull up some
dead rock
pictures.
star
To the
year.
T, if you
My
know
wife
what I'm
even put
saying.
eyeliner on me.
It's not
And we
the first
did
time
a
that's
Prince
happened.
song. We did each of those
Did
songs.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
which Prince song did you do?
We did Purple Rain. We did a couple. What
Little
other
Red
ones?
Corvette, did we do?
Yeah.
1999.
1999. Yeah.
You know, until his passing, it's amazing how underrated Prince was as a guitar player. I think so many people in our generation saw him for all the dancing and on stage antics and, the whole When Doves Cry, that whole, no one ever really thought about the riffs that the guy pulled off, and including myself until when I started listening to him later on, a couple years before he died. But I always say that Prince is one of probably the top 5 most underrated great guitarists of all times. Although I wouldn't say he's underrated anymore. I think people are more aware of it. Right. But who would you say?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah,
oh my God!
That's really where he started to get recognition.
He blew them all off the stage.
If you pull up some YouTube stuff, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Oh, there's him playing, which Hendrix song is it? I'm trying to think now, but he goes off and plays a Hendrix piece, and he does Hendrix better than Hendrix. And that's not an exaggeration. I think that Hendrix would have been proud to hear it. And it'll come to me like Tourette syndrome. I'll blurt it out like later on, and you'll wonder why I'm yelling the name of a Hendrix song. But
Dr. Pepper.
He got you back now, Jimmy. He got you back.
Dr. Pepper.
Laying in
Lonely
the weeds.
Heart Soda Band.
Oh yeah, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Little sweet.
Speaking of sodas, I know that our sponsors are going to be chomping at the bit to get their words in, and Jim's looking at me like we're getting really close.
No, we're good. We're 3 minutes to the top of the hour. So.
Oh, what's that dirty look you're giving me, then, man?
That's my regular dirty look at you. I mean, what do you mean?
Whoa. Hey, folks, spoiler alert, if you are DVRing the game, don't listen, because the Kansas City Chiefs just scored.
You got to give them a chance.
I know, I'm messing with them. The Kansas City Chiefs just scored, now they're ahead 17-14 over Green Bay.
Packers are going down the field. We're at midfield with about a minute and a half left in the half.
We got Rodgers sliding into third.
And the Astros are winning 4-0 in the World Series, by the way.
Are they? Wow.
I was DVRing that, Jim.
Sorry, man. You got to say that stuff before you walk in this room.
Hey, and when you're on the air, I mean, what are you going to do? Are you an Astros fan too?
Fan.
It's like, are you all things? Oh no, you're a Brewer fan. That's
not
right.
Really committed to any team right now.
Except for the Cowboys.
Well, the Brewers too, but
Hockey?
don't really watch hockey.
You don't watch hockey?
He's a hockey guy. Tom is.
Big hockey fan.
You a Hawks fan?
Big Hawks fan. Big Hawks fan.
Last I checked, they're winning 4-0, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, he was DVRing that.
Roger just got sacked.
Yes, he did.
All right, I'll stop watching the game.
Stop watching the game and give us a little Duran so that we can have
Are we at that point
peaceful
yet?
and happy transition into the break. That is not that kind of transition.
Not that giant transition. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm talking about transitioning into being a rock star, which is what I've been working on for the last 6 months. Can't you tell I'm growing it out?
Yeah, you got a ways to go there, buddy.
I do, but I'm ahead of Grant.
Wow.
Not my arm.
All right, we'll come back in the second hour, and these guys can play some music for you.
Back after the break on Get Real with Ralph.
It's 9 o'clock. You're listening to AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Streaming live at WLIP.com. Now, CBS News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Gary Nunn. Announcement this morning by President Trump.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
Mr. Trump says the leader of ISIS blew himself up in a tunnel in northwestern Syria after a U.S. commando raid. Mr. Trump says he knew about plans for the secret mission for 3 days, but kept most members of Congress in the dark, fearing information might be leaked, endangering lives of American forces.
Democratic congressional leadership, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senate Democratic Leader Chuck Schumer, and House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, had not been briefed on the raid. Traditionally, U.S. presidents contact congressional leaders regardless of political party. The president confirmed in his remarks that he had not told Speaker Pelosi because, quote, Washington leaks like I've never seen before. He did acknowledge telling some members, including Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Richard Burr and Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, following the completion of the raid. Sarah Cook, CBS News, the White House.
The Kincaid fire north of San Francisco has consumed about 54,000 acres now, is about 5% contained. Governor Gavin Newsom.
We've evacuated close to 180,000 people, plus or minus. And people are being evacuated all throughout the northern part of the state.
Newsom has declared a statewide emergency. It's the largest of more than a dozen major fires burning in California right now. Wind gusts of up to 90 miles an hour, making firefighting efforts all but impossible in some areas. School is out again for public school students tomorrow in Chicago. Teachers remain on strike. Negotiations today went nowhere. Mayor Gloria Lightfoot.
We put everything we could responsibly on the table in an attempt to get a deal done. But we have no deal to announce today. For that, I am terribly disappointed.
City officials say a wide pay gap remains. Back to work at General Motors, the longest strike against the company in a half-century ended Friday with a majority of the UAW's members ratifying a 4-year contract. Full production ramp-up expected to take several days. Former Michigan Democratic Congressman John Conyers has died. He represented a district in western Detroit from 1965 to 2017. He was the longest-serving African-American member of the House. He stepped down from Congress 2 years ago amid allegations of sexual misconduct and harassment, denying any wrongdoing, telling C-SPAN,
"My legacy can't be compromised or diminished in any way by what we're going through now."
John Conyers was 90. He was the founder of the Congressional Black Caucus. This is CBS News.
Crime, punishment, redemption.
Even the most demented Hollywood writers would not have dreamed up an ending like this.
48 Hours, Saturdays on CBS.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. We'll also have a dolphin chatter excitedly in front of the perfect candidate. Okay, there's no dolphin. But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
When you fire up a John Deere 1 Series tractor, you can tackle the job without wrestling the attachments. Hook up everything from a front loader to a drive-over mower deck in no time. So you can haul gravel, cut grass, or do any job in between. Because when things just click, work just gets done. And now get a 1 Series for just $99 a month at your nearest participating John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Search John Deere 1 Series for more. 0% annual percentage rate. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
On air at AM 1050. Online at WLIP.com, Facebook and Twitter. Live and local. We are Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom!
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Honey, it's our favorite time of year, and I got you something to celebrate.
A McRib! It's just what I wanted.
Happy McRib season, sweetie.
I love you.
I love you too.
Actually, I was talking to my McRib.
Oh, okay, well, I'll leave you two alone.
Celebrate McRib season with McDonald's. Enjoy the deliciously saucy McRib, only for a limited time and only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's.
Hey
Hey everybody, Rachel Ray here. Nothing puts a bigger smile on my face than cooking up a big meal for family and friends. But there's not enough room at my table for the 17 million kids in America who are struggling with hunger. These children, that's 1 out of every 5, often have to skip meals because there's just nothing to eat in the kitchen. Yet there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food produced right here in America to feed every last hungry child. If only there was a way to get it to them. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks collects surplus food to give hope to hungry kids and their families all across our country. But they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America at your local food bank and at feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Message and data rates may apply. Please don't text while driving.
If you've been in business more than 20 minutes, you've probably printed your logo on all kinds of promotional products. We all know logos work because they're on everything from the top of skyscrapers to the bottom of shoes. Ever wondered why? Or how to best use your logo to grow your business? Let us show you today for free. We're 4imprint, promotional product experts at your service. We're giving away the latest issue of Amplify, the digital magazine that reveals promotional product success stories absolutely free to everyone who texts BAG11 to 88988. At 4imprint, we make your logo look perfect on thousands of promotional items. With our 100% guarantee, it'll be right the first time, on time, every time. Your free e-magazine will reveal invaluable insights that can attract new customers, build your brand, and grow your business. Get the latest issue of Amplify absolutely free by texting BAG11 to 88988. That's BAG11 to 88988.
Hi, are you looking to buy or sell a home in southeastern Wisconsin? Well, check out the success team at eXp Realty and go to their website, 262kenoshahomes.com, for all the resources you need for searching homes anywhere in southeastern Wisconsin or to get a value on what your property is worth. Or call Ben or Ralph at 262-656-7171.
Are you looking for the hottest places to have a dinner date or the coolest places to grab a drink and appetizers with friends? Well, 262 Eats has it all. 262 Eats is a local food show that features the best the area has to offer. Watch Ralph Nudi as he samples the food, interviews the owners, and takes you inside and behind the scenes of the favorite places of locals and travelers alike. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to win prizes, gift certificates, and get special discount offers. That's 262 Eats.
AM 1050 WLIP, Kenosha County Radar Weather. Sponsored by
Francenic Tax Resolution. Don't get frantic, get Francenic. Delinquent taxes, bank levies, payroll tax issues? Go to 262tax.com.
Tonight, increasing clouds and calm with a low of 38. And then tomorrow, we are looking at a couple showers in the afternoon and a high of 49. Tomorrow night, a mixture of rain and snow showers possible with a low of around 33. Then Tuesday, partly sunny and a high near 43. This is your weather twice an hour or when severe weather strikes on AM 1050 WLIP.
And we're back in the studio at AM 1050 WLIP. This is Ralph Nudi. You're listening to Get Real with Ralph. And we have some good friends of the show in today. We've got the entire band, 89 Mojo, who are going to play us a couple of their songs. So we spent the last hour talking about how they came to be a band and how many years they've all been playing together. And the first two members here, Dominic and Grant, with 35 years? 34. And 34, and it's been 20 since the newest member, Al, joined. So we're talking about longevity, especially for a local band that does this as a second occupation. And boy, when you hear them play, you wonder why it's a second occupation, because they're fantastic. So what are you guys going to play for us first?
We're gonna start off with the driving song.
All right. Well, you guys take it away. It's all yours. The what song?
The driving song.
The driving song.
Here's the driving song.
1, 2, 3, 4.
run from the sun. But later on I'm chasing it. Soon a review mode. A few more tunes I'll be facing it. Well, I don't know where I'm going, but I'll be tasting it. Well, maybe it's a bad decision, but I'll survive. But now this thing we have is over, and I just wanna drive. You hurt me, I can't see you no more. What will be, I can't see you no more. I got some t-shirts, got some blue jeans. I've got a box full of CDs. Some cash for gas, love that's bad. Some Mountain Dew and some memories. Well, some say I have nothing, and others laugh and say that's all I need. Well, maybe it's a bad decision, but I'll survive. But now this thing we have is over, and I just wanna drive. You hurt me, I can't see you no more. What will be, I can't see you no more. Ooh, I can't see you no more. I can't see you no more. I can't see you no more. I think I'll just drive. Some say I have nothing, and others laugh and say it's all I need. Well, maybe it's a bad decision, but I'll survive. But now this thing we have is over, and I just wanna drive. You hurt me, I can't see you no more. What will be, I can't see you no more. You hurt me, I can't see you no more. What will be, I can't see you no more. Ooh, I can't see you no more. I can't see you no more. Can't see you no more. I think I'll just drive.
Woo! Yeah, that's one of my faves. That's one of my faves you guys do.
Great song, guys. Great song. I've heard it before and love hearing it. And I don't think I've ever heard it acoustic before like this.
I don't think so.
It sounds really good like that. You should record it like that. Well, we just did record it like that.
Yeah.
We recorded.
Oh, by the way, we're recording this.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about live radio. It's more than just live. It's like having a recording session and live radio all wrapped up in one.
If I only had a voice. Right? If I only had a voice.
Well, we're going to let you guys just have the floor and keep going because that was good.
Whenever? There we go. It's summer, and I like to kiss you. The sweetest pain would be to miss you, and I wouldn't mind singing you this tune whenever your 10 feet and smile go nicely with the blue sky. Would you be my girl, and I could be your guy? We could hang together every day in July.
whenever, until forever. Being domestic seems twisted, but that's what my wish is. A painted mailbox listed Mr. and Mrs. You give me bliss, and I'll do the dishes whenever, whenever. Let's talk. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Whenever, until forever. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Whenever, until forever. It's summer, and I'd like to kiss you whenever.
Yeah. Outstanding.
Now, where can our listeners find these last two songs? Do you have a download site, or is it on Apple?
Most of our stuff's on Amazon, YouTube, or YouTube as well, iTunes.
So iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify.
Yeah.
Gotcha. CDs, I know they're a dying thing, but people can get them still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, usually at our shows.
Gotcha. So anywhere where you're playing. And you have a website as well to where you list where you're playing, or is it a Facebook page, or both? Facebook page. And is that just facebook.com/89mojo? Or?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to make sure that I share that to mine as well so that people have it. But good stuff. And we definitely have an appetite for more, don't we, Jim?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, music
Floor
like
is
this.
yours.
Yeah, it's all yours.
Want to try? Sure. But all that I can be is all that I can be. But all that I can see is what was meant to be. Well, day and night you cry, 'cause I'm just not your kind of guy. Well, what do you want from me? Does misery will company? No, I couldn't be if I tried. The man you want to be inside. I don't know why I try. Whoa, why I even try. Well, here we go again. It's like a sleight of hand. You're playing games with me for all the world to see. Well, all the days gone by and I burned out the candlelight. I do the best I can to be your tender lover man. No, I couldn't be if I tried. The man you want to be inside. I don't know why I try. Whoa, why I even try. Well, you may think I'm cold as ice. That would be nice. Well, you may think I've lost my mind.
This is a completely different sound for you guys.
Yeah.
Are you digging this, Jim?
I'm digging everything they do. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
I've been a fan for years.
They should do a whole series of bands and call it Unplugged. Oh, someone's done that before.
Yeah, it's been done.
There's a reason for doing it though. You really get to hear the raw music. So you can. This is 89 Mojo, folks. If you happen to just tune in the middle of that song, that was live here in our studio, and you can see them on Facebook, facebook.com/89 Mojo. You can get their music on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and we're lucky to have them here in the studio playing a mini live set for us. We did a little arm twisting here. It wasn't too much arm twisting, and we're just glad to have them here. Is all this stuff that you've written together as 89 Mojo so far, or some of it?
Except the first song.
First song predates. Gotcha.
The song was when we were at Single Mother.
What's the most recent thing that you've written that you can put out there?
This right here.
All right.
Today record, yeah. Yeah, the Today record. Today album it's called. But next song we're going to do is off of that. It's called Brown Eyes, Brown Heart. Brown Eyes, Brown Heart.
Black Heart.
Black Heart.
Brown Eyes, Black Heart. Brown Shorts.
I think there's a story behind this song, huh?
Yeah, I can see it.
Brown Eyes, Black Heart. Been there. I've been there.
You gonna tell us the story?
I don't know the story. It was Grant wrote this one.
Oh, Grant, you can tell us the story. Grant's like,
actually, this song was one of the first songs I wrote. Most of my songs are autobiographical.
Right.
But this one was I started writing the first line. It was love at first sight, at least for me, or basically that was the idea, not for her but for me. And then I just decided instead of trying to make a song about me, I just wanted to take it in a completely weird and kind of crazy direction, and the guy ends up being a stalker.
It's about you. It's still about you.
So it was an autobiographical song, but then it diverged from your own character, and the guy became a stalker. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I didn't want to just kind of write.
It's kind of like I have a friend who knows a friend who was a stalker. Is that one of those kind of stories, Grant? Is that what you're telling us?
Friend,
quote unquote.
All right, well we're ready to hear it.
1, 2, 3, 4. It was love at first sight, not for her but for me. She took my heart, I took her picture, but she did not see. And so it went all summer, content to walk in her shadow, waving for goodbye, or simply a simple hello. It never came, it never came. I stare, still I wanna see more. She looks at me like she's never seen me before. With that pretty blonde hair and $1 million smile, expensive taste and a movie star style, angel's face and a devilish grin. Her body is a temple I would worship in, but there are just two little things that keep us apart. Her big brown beautiful eyes and her tiny black merciless heart. From a safe distance when she's out, but close enough to listen. I need to know where she goes, what she does, and whom she's kissing. At her 6 a.m. morning run, I'm envious of the sweat on her soft skin, 'cause it's warm and it's wet and it shines and it glimmers and glistens. Well, I stare, still I wanna see more. She looks at me like she's never seen me before. With that beautiful smile and $1 million smile, that taste and a movie star style, angel's face and a devilish grin. Her body is a temple I would worship in, but there are just two little things that kept us apart. Her big brown beautiful eyes and her tiny black merciless heart. One day I discovered all of the skeletons in her closet. Too many accidents, name changes and bank deposits. She said, hello, see you on my stalker, and followed it with a sweet laughter. If you don't say a word, we could live happily ever after. I said, okay. I can't resist that pretty blonde hair and $1 million smile, expensive taste and a movie star style, angel's face and a devilish grin. Her body is a temple, I would worship him, but there are just two little things that set us apart. Her big brown beautiful eyes, her big brown beautiful eyes, her big brown beautiful eyes, and her tiny black merciless heart.
Yes. Love it. That's one of those fun songs that every group has a couple in their back pocket. The song that comes to mind in pop culture is "I Used to Love Her, But I Had to Kill Her." Same idea. It's a song where you kind of get to make fun of a situation,
but just a little more sweeter.
Yeah, a little sweeter. Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like a song where you just kind of make fun of a situation, and it seems like every band has a couple of those in their back pocket. Like you improv'd it, and then you loved it so much you kept it on the set list. You ever just improv a song and then scrap it?
There's been a few times where we've improv stuff and it didn't turn out very well. But yeah.
You ever improv a song on live radio?
We did before live radio with you. We did that song.
We could improv that right now.
Improv what?
The song that you sang.
Oh, your audition.
Come on. There's no way.
I don't know it either.
No way.
Oh, he so wants to do it.
I don't know. I don't
it.
remember enough of it, and especially not without a keyboard.
You had a verse and a chorus for sure.
You had a verse and a chorus.
Ready?
It's a really old song that Ralph once sang with us.
Oh my God!
Sing it, Ralph.
1980s.
I can't even remember how to start it.
Old Sahara Jack song. We'll start it.
You're a Sahara Jack.
Oh, the old Sahara Jack song.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me find the words for this.
Oh, he's got the words.
No, I mean for the second. Do you have them somewhere?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'll only do the first verse.
I can take the second verse.
All right. Fine. We're gonna do it. That's fun.
All right.
That's improvising.
I thought you meant the one that I wrote. I'm like, there's no way.
Oh,
no.
No, the one you auditioned.
Like, got it. All right.
Yeah,
that's later. Right. Hey, this is if you have Ernie listening down in Florida, this one's for you, Ernie. Man, you inspired me. All right.
And hey, why don't you move your mic over a little bit more so you're on camera?
Oh my, I'm on camera too. All right.
Oh, I would have worn nicer clothes if I hadn't.
Right? No kidding. All right.
Would have worn your hair.
Right? I would have worn.
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, you won't hear it very often. Well, I like to think that I have too much pride, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm really feeling, 'cause it doesn't do me any good locked up inside. Well, packed away with the rest of my belongings, I still have the original pictures in original frames. I lay them out on the quiet evenings, and the memories of you and I always the same. And I'll never forget about you. No, I'll never forget about you.
You were my first love forever untrue.
I'll never forget about you.
Keep going. Yeah.
Got the second verse? You got this. Well, late at night, I wake up nearly crying. I'll tell you everything. It's alright.
It's alright.
But now you're gone. Girl, I've been nearly dying. And the memory of you and I are always the same. But I'll never forget about you. I'll never forget about you. For you were my my first love, my first love forever runs true. I'll never forget about you. Never forget about you. Never forget about you.
That was fun.
Yeah, Ralph, if you only had the look back then. If you only had the look
I
back
know,
then.
I know. Well, you know. Learned a lot since then, too, though. Yeah.
We haven't.
That was a ton of fun. I'm so glad that was memorialized on the internet somewhere. I might regret it in the morning, but right now, as of now, in the headphones, it sounded all right. But you guys carried me too. I mean,
no,
you had that down though. I mean, and you haven't played that song in years.
We haven't, not as a band. No.
Wow.
Once in a
Once in a while
we-
we'll do it at practice or
yeah,
something.
just joke around, and because it's always been one of my favorite songs.
Out of that first disc, it was the one that I think was probably the closest to like boom, like that's a radio hit.
Right.
If that would have gotten the right hands, well, maybe it'd get in the right hands now. We just put it on the radio.
30
With-
years later. Right.
You're gonna have to dig up the CD for that, Grant. So do you have
It's
it
a
somewhere,
tape.
right?
It's
It's
an overnight.
Oh my.
Overnight success. plus 30 years.
If you got the original master, I'll put that right up on my. Who knows that someone might buy that right off of iTunes from me now.
What's this crap?
Oh, too funny.
All right, it's all you. I know you got a song in your heart there, Grant. I can see you tuning it in right now.
And we'll play this up to the break then.
Sounds perfect. And then we'll after this song we'll go straight into the break.
Straight
and
into the
come
break
back.
and we'll come back.
Sounds
Absolutely.
good. All right.
Pretty girls.
Sure.
My oh my, how your eyes sparkle. Let's sing the song. Yeah, I know that sounds cliche, but I know it isn't wrong. I am sure you've got a boyfriend, it's always a lucky guy. And if not, you have your pick, and lose will be not apply. 'Cause when I play out in my mind the 100 different lines, somehow each one leads to rejection every time. Pretty girls only don't see me. They dance and laugh, they get their drinks for free. It sucks to be me, I am invisible. Pretty girls move effortlessly, walking on air with their manicured feet. It sucks to be me, I am invisible. Invisible. Well, you move with so much style and grace, just bringing a straw to your lips. Well, I got a hint of your perfume and it's become a favorite. I think I'll smile and wave and buy you a drink next time when you're around. I approach you with the confidence of knowing I will be shot down. 'Cause when I play out in my mind the 100 different lines, somehow each one leads to rejection every time. Pretty girls only don't see me. They dance and laugh and get their drinks for free. It sucks to be me, I am invisible. Pretty girls move effortlessly, walking on air with their manicured feet. It sucks to be me, I am invisible. Invisible. If you took the chance to know me, I'd make it worth your while. 'Cause I could spend a lifetime just trying to make you smile. My oh my, how your eyes sparkle. I'd say if you came near, one day I'll say it to your face, but for now it's to my fear. Pretty girls only don't see me. They dance in the light, they get the drinks for free. It sucks to be me, I am invisible. Pretty girls move effortlessly, walking on air with their manicured feet. It sucks to be me, I am invisible. Pretty girls. It sucks to be me, I am invisible.
WLIP is looking for student musicians and singers in grades 6 through 12 to perform in WLIP Studio East. You'll perform live on air, and your performance will also be streamed online. Get all the details at WLIP.com. Thanks to Blackhawk Community Credit Union with locations in Kenosha and Janesville. We'll see you live on the Lip.
The Lenny Palmer Show, weekday mornings 8 till noon.
What's on tap for Monday? Well, you know what's on tap for Monday. Whatever comes down the pike, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Local, regional, national, international, maybe even intergalactic. Whatever it is, we'll hit it. The Lenny Palmer program, 8 till noon. Be there.
This is Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP.
I'm pretty sure our new house might be haunted.
What makes you say that?
The furniture is levitating. Oh, and the ghost.
Welcome home.
Yeah, that's spooky.
You know what's really scary? Missing out on Geico for help with homeowners and renters insurance. Geico makes it easy to save a bunch.
Great! You're not sticking around, right?
The party's just getting started.
Happy Geico-week. Call today and see how easy homeowners and renters insurance can be.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The outrageously expensive little blue pill is now generic, which means you can get the prescription medication to treat ED at affordable prices. And Hims makes it extra affordable. And right now, get your first online visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/joy. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. forhims.com/joy.
Are you looking for the hottest places to have a dinner date or the coolest places to grab a drink and appetizers with friends? Well, 262 Eats has it all. 262 Eats is a local food show that features the best the area has to offer. Watch Ralph Nudi as he samples the food, interviews the owners, and takes you inside and behind the scenes of the favorite places of locals and travelers alike. Be sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to win prizes, gift certificates, and get special discount offers. That's 262 Eats.
AM 1050 WLIP, live and local. Happenings Q&A.
Frank and I are hosting a 4-day, 3-night motor coach trip to Cleveland, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Christmas Story House, Jack Cleveland Casino, and so much more. It's an affordably priced getaway that promises to be tons of fun. We depart on November 15th, but space is limited, so sign up today. Call Kim at 262-564-8800. Pick up Happenings Magazine or tune in to AM 1050 WLIP Monday through Friday, noon to 3 p.m. for details about this trip and many other events we have planned for this fall. Or 262-496-7182. That number again is 262-496-7182.
AM 1050 WLIP, live and local. Area 1051 with your host, Dr. Destruction. Aliens and UFOs, plus legendary tales of extraterrestrials, spirits, and ghost towns. Tonight, midnight till 4 a.m. on the Lip. AM 1050 WLIP, Kenosha County Radar Weather. Sponsored by
Mason's Eatery and Pub. It's not too early to book your company's holiday party. Custom packages start at only $7.50 per person. Call or stop by Mason's Eatery and Pub for details.
Tonight, increasing clouds and calm with a low of 38. And then tomorrow, we are looking at a couple showers in the afternoon and a high of 49. Tomorrow night, a mixture of rain and snow showers possible with a low of around 33. Then Tuesday, partly sunny and a high near 43. This is your weather twice an hour or when severe weather strikes on AM 1050 WLIP.
Back in the studio here, AM 1050 WLIP. You're listening to Get Real with Ralph. And we have in our studio 89 Mojo, who played a bunch of songs for us. If you missed it, you need to go back and listen to it. Go to getrealwithralph.com and you can hear the entire episode that we streamed live, because they played several of their original songs that they've written over the years. And man, you guys are just, you're fantastic. I never grow tired of listening to your music. There's only a handful of bands that are local bands that haven't got that international superstar status that should have from here, but you're definitely one of that small handful. And really glad that you guys came on. I'm glad we had the opportunity to have you guys on the show because you're fun to have on. You just rolled with it and played some good music, and that's hard to do.
Fantastic.
Oh,
That's not downplay Ralph's performance.
I was just gonna say that's the topper of the night.
Yeah, it's stealing the show on us.
Ralph doesn't just sing it; he brings it.
Yeah.
You either sing it or you bring it.
He meant it.
He brings it. He brings it.
I just want.
He was auditioning.
Yeah, that's why he's auditioning again.
I just wanted that. I just want to be 18 and get that gig so bad all over again. I don't know which part I want more, to get that gig or to be 18. I think the 18 part is probably the I mean, what am I going to do with it now? It's not going to get me lucky anymore.
Do you have time to do it? Do you have time to do it?
At 50, we will rule the world.
Yeah, that's right.
50's the new 18.
Hey, I'll be the greatest has-been that never was been.
Nice.
That's good. That's good.
So
we're here every week now from now on, right?
Yeah, you could be the house band. Yeah, you could be like Saturday Night Live. You just Sunday Night Live, but you'll have to throw in some covers and improvise some new stuff. We could do some fun stuff with that. Take the keyboard, play the sound effects. What do you think?
Sign us in. Sign us up.
All right. Well, we're definitely going to have to do more together. I was mentioning, you have to check your calendar because we're looking at dates for next year for our Songs of Music, our Songs of Freedom Music Festival. We did it on September 28th this year. And for a first time doing a music festival, I got to say it was a good event. It was a huge learning experience. And the most important thing is that we were able to raise some money for Operation Underground Railroad. And we haven't really talked personally all that much. But this is a cause that I really felt compelled to support when I saw a documentary about child trafficking on Amazon Prime and this group Operation Underground Railroad that goes and rescues these children. And so right around that time, Dominic, I was at 58 Below for Betsy's first concert back in Kenosha after she came off The Voice. And I was talking to a road manager about what I was planning on doing, and he's like, hey, come here. And he drags me into the green room and says, hey, you guys got to listen to this. And they came on the very first episode of this program 2 days later, and we talked about it, and we said, hey, let's do a music festival. And in about 90 days, we put one together. So now we got a little more time to plan next year.
It's a wonderful cause, and I've watched the things you guys put up on online on YouTube and Facebook and stuff, and it's a wonderful cause, and we'd be proud to be part of it. And just to do anything with well-known strangers is always fun, and they're great people and great musicians.
They're great people, and
love to be part of it.
Every time I talk to people about the cause and what's really going on, I think people are just. I'm not going to go into too many details tonight because I don't want to kill the mood, but it's shocking. Yeah. And if you have the opportunity, go to Amazon Prime and watch the documentary Operation Toussaint, which is about this group that rescues these children and their first operation that they ever did in Haiti. And you'll really understand why, upon seeing that, I really had this pulling on me to this real passion to do something about it. Because do you all have kids? I know you do, because yours.
We all have.
Kids are so precious. I can't imagine anybody intentionally. Kids are already suffering in this world without it being intentional. You have disease, you have starvation, you have all the adversity in the world that affects children, especially poorer children, and then you pile on top of that there are supposed human beings out there that intentionally would harm children in that way, and it
disturbing.
My mind can't. I can't wrap my mind around it, but I can wrap my mind around sending good guys with guns in there to take these compounds down and rescue these children. And that's my kind of charity. Because I think a lot of charities out there mean well, but they might not necessarily take the level of action that you want to see happen. These guys have freed over 3,000 children and arrested over 1,500 traffickers since they started carrying out operations around the world.
Fantastic.
And that to me says these dollars are going to good use. And as you can imagine, going and operating on foreign soil with special teams guys, all former military, Navy SEALs and Green Berets and AFSOC guys from the Air Force, pararescue guys, to get all these talented people together, then get foreign governments to give them permission to operate in their country side by side with local law enforcement, gather the intel and take these down. That's not a cheap thing to pull off. And after watching the first documentary, I did a bunch of research, found out who was behind them, who had been funding them. Their profit and loss statements or their financial statements are actually online, which is which is what a lot of the more reputable charities are doing, so you can see where your dollars are going. And upon looking at that, I said this is a worthwhile cause. And every dime at the gate that we earned, and then some, ended up going to them because we got sponsors to pay for all of the costs associated with the event. So that's what we're doing now for next year. Is we're looking for sponsors to help us pay for the event, as well as local musicians to come and play. And we want to just make this thing grow every year. And the nice thing about doing it this way, as opposed to just going and collecting dollars, is you have all these people that come to hear great music and then learn about this. And so you're supporting a mission that actually takes action, and you're getting more people involved in the process. And I think that both of those are really important, because so many people don't know what's going on. And they don't know that when it comes to trafficking in the United States, which is not child trafficking as much as it is older teen and young adult trafficking, that our area, our part of the country, is one of the worst areas for that. That the I-94 corridor between the state line and Milwaukee was an area that the FBI spent more money on in 2017 than any other area in the country, trying to get it under control. Yeah, it's
close to home for sure.
It was right here in our backyard where our sons and daughters go to school, and they want both. They want both. I read an article, I don't know if I told you this, Jim, but I read an article on my way back from Ohio today, because I'm always reading up on this, that there's this ring in China now that is trafficking young boys because there's such a shortage of women. So anywhere where there are disgusting people willing to pay money, there are evil people willing to capitalize and make money on children. They spare no expense. They'll do whatever it takes. They'll kill anybody that gets in their way. Look what's going on in this country. Look how quick Epstein was suicide, murdered, whatever you want. What do you call that when it's a staged suicide? Because I believe that's what it was.
It's murder.
Yeah, yeah. It's a horrific thing with a lot of powerful people and a lot of money, and it's going to take so many people standing up to it that no one person can get singled out and silenced. And so that's why it's become such an important cause. And I think musicians really have the ability to draw attention to a cause more than anything else. Look at all the great causes that have gotten the attention it deserved and needed because musicians stood up and did something. From Live Aid to Farm Aid to, remember when we were kids, the first USA for Africa album, to Bono raising money for AIDS research. When you have a platform, it's as soon as you realize you have one, you almost have a responsibility to find a way to use it responsibly. And when you do, you're going to get more people listening if you come from the heart. And of course, your music comes from the heart to begin with. You have to entertain. It can't be all doom and gloom. We had a whole day of fun and music and food and a great time, because if you just stay in the depressing area of it, you won't have the energy to continue on. And that's where artists, that's where musicians can really make the process more, I don't know, the word I'm looking for is bearable. So I'm really glad that you that you mentioned you guys would love to help. I'd love to have you on it, and we plan on doing as many events and having as many fundraisers and creating as much awareness as we possibly can for this issue that affects us locally as well as affecting the children of the entire world.
Yeah.
Count us in.
August 15th, folks. August 15th.
August 15th, 2020 is going to be the next one at the Premier Park Band Shout. So ways away, but
hey, never too soon to start promoting this thing. And
Jim and I learned firsthand it's a lot of work.
It's a beast, but it's all worthwhile in the end. But yeah, we did our first one this past September, and I've been emceeing for years. I've introduced you guys so many times in different shows and different venues and things as such.
You're like the Ed Sullivan of Kenosha there, Jim.
Really big shoe, really big. Sullivan bitch. There we go. And you guys,
did you say Sullivan and then the B word?
Vitch.
Oh, okay.
You know that Nazareth song. I know Dom and I, we talked about this before. When I do stand up, I need you guys to record. Now you're messing with Jim Sullivan. Now you're messing with Jim Sullivan. You're messing with the Sullivich.
I'm more partial to your Day Tripper lyrics.
Day drinker.
Yeah.
I changed words
Why
around.
does that not surprise me,
Day
Jim?
tripper to day drinker.
Yeah.
He's a big boozer. And drinking. I don't want to give out all the lyrics. Someone will steal it.
No, don't, because you know what? We could probably do an entire album of those parody songs.
Sure.
And they could all be about you. You guys in on that? All the dollars are going to go to support our cause too, and we're just going to make an entire album of making fun of Celovich. You'll see how many local bands we can get to do
as long
it.
as I get the money on it, I can improve myself.
You'll be in a punching bag, won't you, Jimmy?
I'll do it.
Well, it was a while back that I told them that I would get my balls waxed on live radio if Jim raised enough money for testicular cancer. But
yeah, what happened with that?
We're still waiting on the money.
Oh, okay.
How much
Cha-ching.
How much are we talking here?
How much would it take?
I told him if he raises $10,000 for testicular cancer, I will get them waxed right here on the air. The camera will not be on my sack, by the way. We're going to make sure that I have.
You got me really close to pushing the dump button here, pretty darn quick. So I'm going
to be properly sheeted so that all you see is maybe my feet up in the air and a professional making sure. And there's got to be a mask and gloves involved. Okay.
For you.
Yeah, for me, there's got to be some. There's got to be some heavy drugs or something. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that sort of. I've seen the 40-year-old version. I'm trying to figure out how to get through without swearing on the air.
No.
And I'm thinking about all the words you can't say on the radio. I'm thinking you might have to put them on the ceiling above me so you can remind me not to say them.
I'm just wondering how we went from human trafficking to waxing this quickly.
Anything can happen on Get Real with Ralph.
It turned quick.
Always the train wreck. Always.
Oh, it's going off the track sooner or later.
Well, it pertained to a news story that we won't get into, and we started talking about it, and I said, oh, that sounds terrible. And Jim said, well, you should try it. And I said, okay, raise me the money. And then I saw his eyebrows raise, like he thought he had an opportunity on his hands there to cause me some pain.
How much time do we need, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, 89 Mojo's going to be playing benefits for it and passing the coffee can around. Yeah.
And the balls to the walls tour. That's what it's going to be.
I think we should do a live remote from the bar, actually. Just do it live at the bar.
I think that would have to be 58 below.
Yeah.
Ballo.
I would do it at 58
It's kind of like St. Baldrick's, but it's not.
Yeah.
Same but different. Come pay the money to watch Ralph get
I'm waiting for the text from John Perry right now if he's listening.
We're talking about a good cause here.
Oh,
We're
I know.
We're talking about raising money for testicular cancer. So
Exactly.
I can't
It's serious.
see.
It's serious.
I can't see the boss being upset about that.
That's right. Okay.
And anybody who goes bowling knows that you have to have your balls waxed so that when they go down the alley,
smooth.
The spin is smooth.
Yeah, spin.
Yeah.
So you put a little wrist action there and get right in the pocket.
Strike.
Yeah. Now we're talking about bowling.
Got to make sure you knock all 9 pins down.
Pick up that spare. Watch out for that 7-10 split.
I left it there for you. I left the one pin in the alley and you knocked it right down.
Another meatball.
So speaking of sports, what kind of sports do rock stars play? Let's see.
You guys are too old to play sports.
We play volleyball after a show in Beloit. Back in
every time we'd play
years ago.
Yeah, Beloit. That's you still play at that little club there?
It's a different club.
Is it different with the motel?
Same owner, yeah.
Yeah, because I went to one of those.
One. He went to one.
Secured you, didn't he?
Oh yeah. And when Freak drank guzzled down a whole bottle of MD 2020.
You guys ever play paintball? Like go paintballing? No. I would love to have 89 Mojo versus the well-known strangers on paintball. Wouldn't that be fun? I could referee it.
All right. We'll do it.
Golf, golf is kind of low.
Suddenly the bar just got lowered to golf.
Never seen
it.
And it's gonna be golden tea.
You're just afraid of Betsy charging like a banshee with her face all painted up. Boom, 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 boom.
Betsy Cameron and Brittany are they're young. They would just kill us. Not a good idea. We're
Is there
too
a
old
Wii
for that.
version?
We can't run. A Wii version, yeah.
Well, they got more members too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they do have more members.
We didn't take the unusual suspects on our team.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that would even the odds.
Yeah. I'd play golf. I think we should play golf.
There
it's
you
more
go.
safe for us old guys.
You know, we bring in.
I don't know.
Bring in the unusual suspect. Just hide behind Shaky.
I am the only person that I know of that was able to hit myself in the testicles with my golf ball on my drive.
It always goes back to your testicles.
It does. It does. Hey, which is kind of funny because we were on the subject, but I was teeing off with some good friends of mine, and I'm not a very good golfer, as you can imagine.
Oh, you hit yourself
a
in the
good golfer.
Don't do that.
And my boss at the time said, Ralph, you're lined up for the golf cart. I said, no, I'm not. And I was looking probably 5 feet to the left of the golf cart in my mind. And I whacked that ball, and lo and behold, the ball goes right toward the golf cart, hits the tire of the golf cart, comes back as a line drive, and the next thing I know, I'm laying on the ground crying. And I look up, and they're crying too, but their tears are a little different than mine.
Tears of joy.
Yeah, they were having tears of laughter.
That reminds me of that scene in Caddyshack where Rodney hits us, my arm. You know, hey,
I broke my arm.
You don't see classic movies like Caddyshack anymore.
No, you don't.
It's a great movie.
That was the other.
That's the best golf movie.
80s music and 80s movie. I mean, you'll never see a 16 Candles, and you'll never have a White Snake again. I mean,
Right.
Thank God there's not another White Snake.
Wasn't one enough?
One was enough.
Yeah, well, I think those are on the same level, and then you could have like a Full Metal Jacket and an Aerosmith. See, I was starting low and working my way up.
You set the bar low.
Yeah. All right, now you got to go. You got to pick a movie and an artist that are at the same level of crappiness or greatness.
He doesn't watch movies.
I don't watch movies.
Yeah, he's not
Time's ticking. You got 45 seconds.
Go, Grant.
Got about
No
a minute.
pressure, Grant.
Team effort, Ralph versus 89
Howard
Mojo.
the Duck was a horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Howard the Duck was terrible.
Okay, now give me a band that was as horrible as Howard the Duck.
I don't know if there could be one.
Milli Vanilli.
Poison.
Poison. Howard the Duck and Poison. I was going to go with Milli Vanilli, but Poison but Poison might be right there.
Milli Vanilli really wasn't a band. So.
And Howard the Duck wasn't really a movie.
Not really. In fact,
Not really.
Spielberg owes me, I think an hour and a half of my time back.
Well, I'm glad I got to waste 2 hours of your time because it was the best 2 hours of our month here, and probably one of the best shows we've done. Thank you so much for coming on, and I hope you guys come back on again and again. You know, if you got a show that you want to promote or a cause, come back on. You're listening to Get Real with Ralph. This is 89 Mojo in with Ralph Nudi and Jim Salovich on AM 1050 WLIP. Thanks for tuning in.
It's 10 o'clock. You're listening to